So big day at Becky's house yesterday.
It was.
Your 6-year-old, right?
Yeah.
Son lost his front tooth. I saw a picture. It's the cutest ever.
So it's his top right tooth, and it's his third one that he's lost. And I am so proud of him. He's very tenderhearted, and so he feels a lot, but he has not felt or cried at all whenever he's lost his teeth.
Because that can get kind of traumatic for some kids, yeah.
Like the first one, it kind of fell out accidentally. The second one, his sister pulled it out. I don't know how they did that. And then yesterday, he just like twisted it out. And my husband, he's so attentive. I'm just like, let's just let the thing fall out when it falls out. Let's not make a big deal out of it. And my husband's like walking him through the entire process. They're just sitting there. He's got like his phone ready to record this whole thing.
It's like just waiting for it to
happen.
He's about to turn it into a whole movie.
Yes.
Kid you not? This went on for like 4 hours.
Oh, wow. He's just sitting there waiting like, I'm going to capture this.
Yes, he's so patient. Oh, bless him. But then right as my 6-year-old starts to really twist it, I ask my husband a question. And so right as I ask the question, he yanks it out.
No! So he missed it?
Yes. It was all my fault. I feel so bad.
It's like 4 hours of waiting and then totally missed it.
Ready for some good news?
We are too.
Here's your positive difference story of the day.
Okay, so there's this new ministry in Pea Ridge called Inaugural Collective. It's a worship and prayer center that they're starting in Pea Ridge.
Okay.
And last night, they hosted a Thanksgiving meal for folks in our community who could use a free meal.
Yeah.
Okay. So at 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, they opened up the doors to about 200 people. So it's not just a small dinner. We're talking a feast. And the building, they just opened it up, that now houses it, will be a place that normally they'll have like classes and worship and prayer there. And they also want it to be a place where they host feasts. And so the coordinator of it, his name is Skylar Fredrickson, said they had just finished up the facility, were getting ready to open it up, and thought, what a perfect way to launch this thing by opening up and having a feast. So he said, we'll continue to use the space for worship and prayer spaces, and we want to have more feasts. The group raised about $2,000 to cover food and supplies. A bunch of volunteers showed up to help as well, and they've made sure that everybody was well fed. And they thought that it was a perfect time to help out with some of the rising costs that are going on, too.
I love that.
That's really cool. I like how they're not like, we're just going to be this closed-off building just for our own worship, but we're going to invite the community to serve them.
Right? Yeah. That feels like all that should go together.
And I have this vision of, like, usually when they open a business, you have a ribbon cutting. You get this picture, it gets put on the front page news of whatever city you're in. And here it's like, no, our ribbon cutting is to the community and serving the community.
And to have a feast for others. Yeah, that's so true.
Sweet.
Love it. That is our positive difference story of the day.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC. The positive difference.
I got a question for you guys. I think I'm actually going to try this with my family around Thanksgiving this year.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this. I've got a little gratitude journal that I try to spend each week, a little time thinking about what I'm thankful for from the week, writing it down, and then Thanksgiving, I started doing a little more like the last year. And I started thinking about, what am I thankful for that I would have never expected from the last year? Like, what's something I'm really thankful for? What things am I thankful for that God put into my life, or experiences, or something that I'm like, I wouldn't have expected a year ago to be thankful for this.
Oh, wow.
Kind of surprises. It's kind of a fun thing to think about because, there's nothing wrong with just what am I thankful for, the things that we all go to, like friends and family and that kind of stuff. But the reality is we have a God who shows up in our lives in ways that sometimes are very unexpected and gives good gifts that we wouldn't have even known to ask for. And so I started, so maybe you guys could think about that a little bit too. I'd love to know for you guys. And guess what? You made my list. What? You guys. I was sitting there thinking, I was like, a year ago, there was nothing in my imagination that even would have thought November of 2025, I'll be sitting at the breakfast table with our listeners, with Ross, who I thought was just going to be here for the summer. I was like, oh, Ross is sticking around. And that's pretty awesome.
Aw.
A year ago, I had no idea who Becky was.
Yeah,
like, not
you're
a clue. We'd never even met before.
This is true.
And here we are. God put us around the breakfast table together each morning. And so I'm really thankful for that.
Me
Thank you
too.
for saying that.
And I'm not just doing this for a kindness challenge thing, by the way, either. This is like legitimate. So I thought maybe we could open it up, too, for our listeners this morning, if anybody wants to join in. What is something you didn't expect to be thankful for this Thanksgiving season? You can call or text us 800-909-KLRC. That's 800-909-5572.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC.
Getting ready for Thanksgiving, 2 days away.
It just hit me like 10 minutes ago. I didn't say this out loud, but I think I'm getting excited.
Are you really?
I have to express these positive emotions outwardly.
Yes.
Because they do happen sometimes inside.
I could tell.
So I am working on it.
Are you happy about the food or the family or what is it?
All the things.
All the things?
Oh, look at you.
Okay. Oh,
I think she's like, what are these feelings I'm having? What is going on? So we're talking this morning around the breakfast table, and this might be a fun question, maybe to throw out there around Thanksgiving. What is something you're thankful for that you wouldn't have expected to be thankful for a year ago?
Yes.
Maybe something that God has surprised you with over the last year that you're thankful for. I mentioned, like, you guys are actually on my list.
Yeah.
'Cause, like, we had no idea a year ago, like, the three of us would be sitting in a room together each day like this, which is kind of fun to just know that, hey, God had some plans that we didn't have.
Absolutely.
By any means. Somebody texted us with a cool story, too.
So someone texted and said, I never thought that I would have a new life with Jesus after all the hurt and evil things that I have done in my life. Now that I'm in recovery, all the healing can take place, and I have more friends than I know what to do with while going through Celebrate Recovery.
That's amazing.
Oh.
Wow.
That's really, really cool.
I really want to meet this person.
Right?
Oh my gosh, it's so inspiring.
Yeah, just to know a year ago.
Yeah.
Like, kind of probably feeling a bit hopeless.
Yeah.
And this year to be so filled with hope and community, too.
Yeah, that community one is huge. And I think that kind of ties into what mine would be. Because I just moved here a couple months ago, and I was kind of expecting just a long time of just waiting around and going to all these events for community to kind of form over a long period. Because I've always been somebody who I have to like really just be in an atmosphere for a while to really get used to it and to really start picking up friends and picking up different places that I want to be at. And I thought this was kind of going to be the same because new state, you know?
Yeah, didn't know a lot of
which
people.
is hard.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like the Lord kind of knew that I needed that boost of fellowship and community. And he kind of opened these doors of like, hey, you know, the morning show with you guys, like this has been so awesome. And then just other church groups and all that. Like I thought it was going to be a while of me trying to find a church, but I've been going to this one and it's been so cool. And everybody there's just been awesome. So just this community, I thought I was really only going to be thankful for this year, you know, just my family out in Georgia. I'm like, yeah, I'm really thankful for them, but they're 500 miles away. But there's people here right now that I'm
That's really cool.
they've played such a big part already.
That's
and you guys
awesome,
are a part
Ross.
of it.
Yay!
If you want to join in, we'd love to know what's one thing you didn't expect to be thankful for this Thanksgiving. Call or text us 800-909-KLRC.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC.
So we've been talking about what's one thing you didn't expect to be thankful for this Thanksgiving. Something maybe God surprised you with, had no idea was coming. We talked a little bit about just the three of us sitting around the breakfast table. It was not on anybody's radar a year ago. And Ross, you moving here and staying here after the summer internship and God providing like a new community for you too, which is really cool.
It's all been so awesome.
We had a listener text us, said, one thing that I didn't know I'd be thankful for this year is waking up in the middle of the night Said, once my teenagers were old enough to sleep through the night, I started taking for granted waking up in the middle of the night. But now when I wake up, I remember that I'm alive and my husband laying next to me is alive and our kids are home and safe. They're battling cancer right now. Wow. So to even just be able to wake up and have a breath is something they're so incredibly thankful for. I was like, wow, that's amazing.
It really is.
What about you?
This year was the probably hardest year of my life.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah, I think a little bit yesterday we touched on it. So a year ago this month, I had the first of several hard conversations where I had to notify individuals that they would no longer have a job.
And you were working in HR, and there was going to be a lot of people whose lives were going to change.
Yeah, I mean, hundreds. It was a facility of over 1,000 employees, and for every employee, there's at least four family members that are impacted as a result. And so that was probably the longest, hardest, darkest, saddest 8 months of my life. And I'm just grateful for the conviction to stick to my calling during that season of my life. Because I could have very well said, I'm not doing this.
Right.
It's too hard. It hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts in ways because a lot of these individuals knew me better than my family. I spent way more time with these coworkers than I did my family. And so it was, like I said, probably the hardest thing I've been through in life. But I'm so grateful for sticking with it because it landed me here. And I just... Something you said last week, Mark, that you learned from an older gentleman around don't question in the dark seasons what you know for certain in the light seasons. And that was a very dark season. And it's true. Like, I was just like, Lord, you had me here for a reason. And when it's time to move on, you will make that clear. And that he did.
Yeah. And you could have never imagined.
Never.
The crazy journey, right?
HR to radio.
Right?
Hello.
So if you want to join the conversation this morning, call or text us 800-909-KLRC. We'd love to know what's one thing you didn't expect to be thankful for this year. The question we've been kicking around the breakfast table this morning, what is something you're thankful for, but you would have never expected to be thankful for this Thanksgiving? Is there something that God surprised you with, something that you would have never imagined, say, a year ago, that this time of year, this year, you would be thankful for?
Yeah. And a listener reached out and said, finding thankfulness in my mom's homecoming. Yes, we all miss her, especially at Thanksgiving, which was her favorite holiday. But finding the peace and the hope of the promise of God, that we have the expectation that to die is gain. Thankful for all she was and still is for all of us.
Wow. It sounds like they, a year ago, wouldn't have even seen this coming. It's a really good reminder that for a lot of people, if you were to ask them that question this year, or at least some, that's going to be a painful answer.
Absolutely.
Like, I didn't expect this diagnosis or to lose somebody, or that we would have had to walk through something this hard.
Yeah. It's a fun question for us, some of us, like, oh man, community, all this. But you're completely right. There's some people where it's like, I've been trying not to think about this. And I was actually at dinner with some people last night, and I was talking to them about this stuff, like radio stuff, all the things. And they asked me, what are some of the things you talk about? And I kind of knew we were going to be talking about this today. And I asked them the question. I was like, we're going to be talking about this tomorrow. Here's my answer. What's your answer? And we kind of go in a circle. It was like, I'm thankful to be here in Arkansas with you right now, because it was some family that was out of town. And it kind of goes around the circle, and it gets to a friend that we brought along, and they're kind of just looking down at their plate. And I'm like, what about you? And he just goes, I was trying to think of something funny and positive to say, but something real came up. I'm like, what is it? And he just looks at me and he goes, I don't think I can tell you, but I know that I'm going to have to go over to Tulsa where my parents live and have a conversation with them.
Wow. So it really hit.
And I don't know what it was, but it really touched somebody. And that just goes to show that these aren't going to be fun, these questions for everybody.
Yeah, for some of us, they're things that we celebrate. We talked earlier that surprises that came in this year. And yeah, for some, it may be like, oh, but I didn't expect this this year. And maybe even the honest of, I don't really know how to be thankful in the middle of that.
I remember several years ago in a sermon I had heard about a gift wrapped in black. Right? So the wrapping is black, and so you think it's dark, and then what's inside could be really sweet and not what's expected. But then I think the opposite could be true. It could be something you expected to be great, and then when you open it up, it's the complete opposite
Right,
of
and
that.
you realize, okay, now this might be a hard season that we're walking
that could
through.
Be the thing for several.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC.
Let's go. 1, 2, 3, go. HPPYBRTXDAY. Hey,
Ross, what is your deal? Why are you pouting?
I think we broke Ross.
I just wanted to change it up.
I was like, you didn't dance today.
Yeah, I wanted to just see what would happen if I just frowned.
It was sad.
Yeah.
It was very, very sad.
I'll never do it again. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
It's time for the Marketplace Grill Birthday Bash. It's Tuesday, November 25th.
That it is. Happy birthday to Cheyenne Ross, turning 10 in Jay, Oklahoma. Kristen Fleming, turning 36 in Bentonville. Kason Sherry is turning 1 in Prairie Grove. Gwendolyn Zelenka turning 6 in Prairie Grove. And Emma Elizabeth Palmieri turning 13 in Colcord.
We got some big birthdays
Big
today.
ones.
That's right. And speaking of big, double digits, Cheyenne Ross and Jay, Oklahoma. The randomizer just picked you.
Woo-hoo. Congratulations and happy birthday.
We'll send you a gift certificate to celebrate with our friends at the Marketplace Grill.